Nancy Reagan's interest in fashion was her calling card. When her husband became president, there were reports in the press about Reagan's social life and her passion for fashion. In many publications, Reagan's sense of style differed favorably from that of the previous First Lady, Jacqueline Kennedy. Friends and people close to her noted that she was different from other First Ladies. Close friend Harriet Deutsch said, "Nancy has her own imprint." White House photographer Mary Ann Fekelman-Miner, who was assigned to Reagan, said of her, "She was always so easy to take pictures and at ease in front of the cameras." Reagan's wardrobe consisted of dresses and suits from luxury designers, including James Galanos, Bill Blass, and Oscar de la Renta. Her 1981 white inaugural dress by Galanos, hand-beaded, one-shoulder, was estimated at $10,000, and the total cost of her inaugural wardrobe was $25,000. She preferred the color red. In her wardrobe, red was so common that the shade of the fire truck became known as Reagan Red. She hired 2 private hairdressers who regularly styled her hair at the White House. Fashion designers were pleased with the attention Reagan paid to clothes. Adolfo said that the First Lady embodied an elegant, rich, well-mannered, chic American image, and Bill Blass remarked, "I don't think there's been anyone in the White House who has had her flair since Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis." William Fine, president of the cosmetics company Francis Denny, noted that she always looks stylish, even if she doesn't follow the trends. Although her elegant fashion and wardrobe have been called a glamorous piece of chic, they have also been controversial. In 1982, the press found out that she had accepted thousands of dollars worth of clothes, jewelry, and other gifts, but Nancy justified her actions by saying that she had borrowed clothes and that they would either be returned or transferred to museums, and that she was contributing to the development of the American fashion industry. Faced with criticism, she soon announced that she would no longer accept such loans. Although she often bought her own clothes, she continued to borrow or accept designer clothes as gifts throughout her time as First Lady, which became known in 1988. None of this was included in the financial disclosure forms. Failure to list loans of less than $10,000 was a violation of a voluntary agreement entered into by the White House in 1982, while failure to list more valuable loans was a violation of the Government Ethics Act. Reagan expressed through her press secretary regret that she did not heed counsel's advice about the disclosure of these loans. Despite the controversy, many designers who allowed her to borrow clothes noted that this agreement was good for their business, as well as for the American fashion industry in general. In 1989, Reagan was honored at the annual gala dinner of the Council of Fashion Designers of America, where she received a Lifetime Achievement Award. Barbara Walters said of her, "Every day for 8 long years, she served the word style." About a year after the start of her husband's first term, Nancy decided to order a new porcelain set for the White House. A complete porcelain set has not been purchased since the Truman administration in the 1940s, and only a partial set was ordered during the Johnson administration. She was quoted, "The White House really needs porcelain." Working with Lenox, the main porcelain manufacturer in America, the First Lady chose a design: a red and gold striped bordering cream plates with an embossed golden presidential seal in the center. The complete set consisted of 4,370 items. The cost of the service was $209,508. Although it was paid for by private donations, the purchase caused a lot of controversy, as it was ordered at a time when the country was experiencing an economic downturn. A new porcelain set, renovation of the White House, expensive clothes, and her presence at the wedding of Charles and Diana, Prince and Princess of Wales, created her reputation as a person unrelated to the American people during the recession. This cemented her reputation as a spendthrift. Many came to the conclusion that Reagan was a vain and shallow woman, and her passion for luxury was the reason for the derogatory nickname Queen Nancy. Although Jacqueline Kennedy was also criticized in the press for her spending habits, attitudes towards Reagan were more negative.